Welcome to Elsenborn Ridge. In this video I want to cover everything from map design to performance, from new features to bugs, and last but not least the new uniforms and vehicles no camos that will be coming with update 16. Feel free to use the chapters if you want to jump around the video. Elsenborn Ridge is here, guys. Last night I played a few matches on this map, and to give you all a short answer on what I think about it, it's awesome. It's a really good map. Now, the devs released a trailer for this map 1 or 2 days ago, and the community's response was a little bit harsh because everyone thought it would be another map similar to Foy. But it's not. And I'm here to tell you that this map's only similarity to Foy is that it has snow. That's it. In my opinion, the trailer they put out doesn't do it justice, and I talked with some players about this in-game and they agreed. The YouTube video that they dropped for it doesn't do it justice, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was quite basic, wasn't it?
Yeah, not too many aerial shots. You weren't able to see this elevation. And it's much cover, trees. It's really detailed. I like it.
Yeah, I was worried it was going to be like Toy, but it's that's with the elevation.
The elevation of this map is something that I feel like it's going to give a new edge to the game, and it's what will make this map so unique. As you are walking around, you will realize that you are either going uphill or downhill. Sure, there are a few slightly leveled areas, but even those are not completely flat, and that's a good thing. Players know that on Foy, high ground is king, and if you manage to position yourself on top of even a fence or a small roof, you are able to snipe people with an iron sight Kar 98 or M1 Garand from 300 meters away. On Elsenborn Ridge, you can do that. Another thing that I like about this map is how detailed it is, and this is another factor that will make this map unique. In other Hellelus maps, most of the details and assets are focused around capture points. Here, that is not the case. Take this scenario for example. You can see that according to the map right now, I'm in the middle of the forest, but if I look around, I can see a cut down tree, an axe, some tree stumps, piles of logs, carts, some of them are even broken down. There are plenty of areas like this all around the map, in places you wouldn't expect, and they almost feel like there is a story behind them. Something happened there, and I believe that's what the devs were going for. Another example would be this area here, located between two capture points. If you take a second to look around, you see that between the burned ground and trees there are some destroyed American and German tanks laying around, suggesting that not too long ago there was a small battle that took place here. Pretty neat. While we are on the subject of assets, I have to be honest and say that while fighting over points, at times it did feel like there were so many places the enemy could be hiding behind. In this footage we were trying to defend our point against an enemy attack. Just look around how many boxes, sandbags, trucks, you name it, are all around us.
What?
I feel like this is going to be a map where even the veterans of the game are going to struggle at first, because it's something that we have not been used to. I was out of my comfort zone in a lot of situations, and before you say that's because this is a new map, I want to mention that I also played Mortain during PTE, and that map felt like any other Hellelus map, just with a lot more bushes, I guess. Now, while we are on the subject, assets wise, this map is full of them, old ones and even new ones, like wooden bunkers, sandbag bunkers, and even a few houses that honestly I did not expect to be fully furnished, but they are, and it doesn't look like they rushed the interiors at all. And yes, for all of my pro machine gunners out there, you can easily mount your MG in any of those windows. What I don't like is that we still have buildings and barns that we cannot enter, and for the love of God I hope they wise up before they release this map and make it so that we can enter at least 90% of the buildings on the map. The big question right now I think is, what is performance looking like? For reference, I'm rocking a 4070 Ti GPU with a Ryzen 9 5900X CPU, and my frames are sitting at around 60-65 all the time. But we have to keep in mind that the PTE servers usually average around 50 players, so I'm sure that frame rate will go down a bit if the server is at full capacity, or maybe not. Maybe until the map officially launches, the devs will optimize it better. Right now I'm getting lag spikes pretty often, and also when the weather changes from heavy snowing for example to blizzard, I'm also getting a few lag spikes. In one game I ran into a guy that told me that before he did a few changes the map was unplayable for him, so if you're having similar issues, here is what he did.
I was getting like 60 FPS and a shit ton of stutters.
Yeah.
If you change the launch options on Steam, run make sure you launch it on DX12. It'll improve your FPS drastically.
Yeah, I also get a few stutters now and then, but it's fine on the most part, I guess.
It was unplayable like 5
Oh.
minutes ago where I did this.
If you didn't quite get that, basically he went into Hella Lucy's launch options and inserted the DX12 code. The older than average gamer has a tutorial on how to do this. I will leave the link to his YouTube video in the descriptions, so if you're having issues with the map, give that a go. Also, it seems like with update 16 we are going to get a couple of new features like free look, dynamic weather, and another thing that I noticed, these timers that are next to the garrisons that we can deploy on. I'm not sure how I feel about them. They are useful, don't get me wrong. I just find it distracting, I guess, because the timers also move the text that is to their left and it messes with your eyes a little. Dynamic weather is a cool feature, but right now there seem to be a few issues with it. Firstly, like I mentioned before, every time the weather changes I seem to get a short lag spike and the screen flashes a bright white for a split second. I know this happens to everyone on the server because I talked with other players and they also experienced it. The lag spikes would not be as big of an issue if the weather would not change every 3 minutes, it feels like. This guy explains it best.
It's snowing, and then it's blue sky, and then it's snowing, and it's
Yeah.
blue sky. Like, fucking pick one, man. My screen keeps flickering, like it's snowing. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. God, schizophrenic weather for real.
And that's the second issue with it. My thought process is that the devs are aware of this, but they wanted to make sure that we notice the feature, I guess, and that's why they left such a short timer on it. I'm sure this will be addressed. Relook is something that the community wanted for a very long time, and it honestly took everyone by surprise when it was showed off in the PTE. I guess you could say that some players are more excited about this feature than the new map. The problem is that with this new feature there is a new bug, and it's a pretty important one. If you hold Alt, you enter the free look mode and you can look around, but if you shoot while holding Alt there is zero recoil. Other important bugs would be that there are some pretty weird stuff going on with garrisons. Once you deploy on a garrison you can't undeploy from it, your whole menu freezes. Hello? Brother, spawn me in, man. Another one would be that one time I deployed on a garrison, a few seconds later it went full red, then it got destroyed. My menu was frozen and I couldn't do anything. After about 5 seconds I spawned where the destroyed garrison used to be. Pretty weird stuff. Also, there seem to be a few floating assets around the map, like this chair here. Hey man, do you see this chair here? The US winter uniform turns into a dress if you get close to a player wearing it. Man, why does it do that, man? Some phasing. Oh, this fire animation looks like the one in Minecraft. And if you see a hacker on the PTE server, ignore him, he is invincible. The devs wrote in a post on Steam that they are aware of some of these bugs and they will fix them by the time the map officially launches, fingers crossed. To wrap things up, the last things I want to talk about are the cool winter uniforms that will come with this map, and finally we are going to have snow camos for vehicles and tanks. I only hope that this camo will be available for all the snow maps like Foy and Kharkov. We are going to get 2 new snow outfits for the German and American faction, 1 new helmet and 2 more faces. The commanders are also getting new outfits, and oh yes, I almost forgot, hair. Yes, we are going to get hair for the US faction. I'm interested to see if it will make the ding sound if you headshot someone wearing hair, I guess. The new outfits look great in my opinion, they just need to figure out what is going on with the US winter coat and then let us enjoy them. Overall, I feel like I covered everything with this video. If you have any information that I did not mention, please don't hesitate and leave it in the comment section below. I'm excited for the map to officially launch and I want to read your thoughts on it. Do you think Team 17 is making a comeback?